Welcome back to this edition of Nubian Public Podcast. Let's get that dodged. Yes, sir. I'm your host, Twana Don. April 2023. Happy Easter, y'all. Final episode before the end of the year. Or did I say end of the year? I mean, end of the week. So let's get it going. Cause what's good?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing out there?
Yes, sir. Go ahead and introduce yourself. It's been a minute since they heard from you.
This is Sir Classic. Good to hear from y'all again. Y'all tune in, tune in, tune in. Let us know what y'all got on y'all minds.
Yes, sir. Please do. Let us know. Let us know. As I had stated, this is going to be the final episode for about a week here of season 2 because guess what? Easter. Easter Sunday's coming up, and I hope everybody has fun doing what they do on Easter with their families because I think I'm going to. And what you got planned, fam?
Fam, I just want to wake up, to be honest. Just to wake up on that day and the loved ones that support me, the ones that I support, life is short. So, with that being said, just love on somebody that day. Love on somebody because somebody need love. It may be somebody going through something or whatever. Just be there for them. Just to say how you doing to some people, whether they upset, mad, or whatever else. Just say, you know what? Have a good day.
Not too many people said what you just said. Just wake up. Just wake up. That would be my Easter right there. It's just wake up on Sunday and breathe. That would be my Easter.
Just to have that breath and be like, Lord, I thank you for another day. And then this is another thing that I want to say. We get so upset with God, the Lord, who your higher being may be. We get so upset with them when, certain situations occur. Don't get upset. Pray through your circumstances and situations. It's going to work itself out, but you have to have patience. Then you have to have faith. That's the most important part of it. You have to have faith and just, it is what it is. And I even, use the term, when me and you be talking, fam.
Uh-huh.
If your tire go flat,
Okay.
what do? You
change it. You don't sit there and cry about
You either change that tire, you change the situation, you change the moment, or you go and get you an air pump.
That's right.
Now, if the tire still deflates, you got to change it at that point.
That's right.
But guess what? You still blessed that you have that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
When things go wrong in your household, change it. Change it. I don't like the way this is. I don't like the way that is. Change it. It's okay to change. The biggest thing about change is cleanliness. And what I mean by that is you can't wear the same clothes for 2 and 3 days.
You can, but how would that make you look?
Not only that, because you're looking at what people intellect of that is.
Right.
You say that I'm a clean person. Keep yourself clean.
Yeah.
Humble yourself. You're good. But with that being said, I really want to talk about the relationship that we was talking about a few minutes ago.
Touch on it. Go ahead and delineate.
What I want y'all to understand, you can have a baby mama, a baby daddy, or you can have an ex or whatever it may be. Just because y'all not together, now if they're the type of people that's violent or whatever else and you trying to get yourself away from that, I get that. But if this person still cares about you, y'all still look out for each other, y'all still touch on bases, that's cool. Me personally, I have an issue with certain people. And I'm going to be real with you. I have an issue with certain people. It's not saying that I don't like you, but when you reach out to me, don't reach out to me to where you own something
Right.
ignorant.
Or when you only need something is when I hear from you.
Exactly.
I hate that with a passion, man.
I don't hate it. I dislike the fact that I feel like I'm being used. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to. What was the old saying when we was growing up? It take a village to raise a child. Right. No, it take a village to raise adults sometimes.
all the time. All the time. Now it's taking a village. It take a city to raise an adult.
How we gonna raise our children or our kids or whatever else, and we not right? Can't do that.
Right. I was looking at this post. And I don't know if y'all know what City Trends is. You local people, you local folk listeners know what City Trends is. But the clothing store, right?
Yeah.
Down the street from us.
Yeah.
Here's how the Kia boys are infiltrating things. They have their own clothing line, and City Trends is selling it. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
You know why they doing that?
Somebody gonna call the feds. You hyping them up.
But you know why they doing that?
Why? Because it's a Milwaukee staple?
No. It's because if I can't stop violence, I'm gonna put my hands into violence and still make more money. People may not like what I just said. Y'all may not like what I just said, but I'm being honest with y'all.
It's the truth.
If I can't beat them, I'm gonna join them. No, I'm not finna join that.
I'm not finna join that. Hell no. Hell no. And people wonder why this city, our city, is in such a negative fucking light, because you keep following the masses instead of creating a way.
And watch this, and I love what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of following the masses, you follow the master, which gave you dominion over all of that. We gotta stay prayed up. We got to stay up. We have to stay prayed up. Regardless what the circumstances may be, stay prayed up.
You know, that's a little too deep for a lot of folk. They don't know nothing about God. They don't have no relationship with their creator.
And some never will ever know what the relationship is.
They will never. They will never. Then they sit here and look at us crazy because of our personal relationship with God.
And then let me let y'all know.
We crazy, right?
Let me also put this out there for the listeners. If you are ever lied to, if you don't know for certain, go research what you don't know.
That's right.
Go research what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go back to anybody that try and come at you or whatever else, put them on blast. And what I mean on blast, what you talking about, I'm not trying to hear that.
Right.
It's not saying that you being mean or you trying to like wreck their reputation. No, what you are telling me or what you are saying to me, I'm not trying to hear that.
Right.
Don't just feed me any information. Actually, let me put it this way. Don't ever feed me false information, because when you lie to me the first time, you're going to lie to me again after that.
That's right.
Don't do that.
That's right. You're going to do it again.
And we wonder why everything is always in confusion.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
What you got to say, fam?
Yeah. I'm agreeing wholeheartedly, because it pisses me off, man. It gets to the point where the trust in humanity is gone over a simple lie. It's just, you burn up with me. You lie to me once, I'm not going to give you a chance to lie to me again, because now that trust is gone. That shit's out the window. Mm-hmm. I can't trust you. I never will be able to trust you.
Yeah. But y'all need to understand, this is another thing that I want y'all to understand. And I have to keep saying this. I have to keep saying this to where y'all get this. Mm-hmm. Learn to read. Don't be ashamed. If you never ever wrote nothing, if you never knew what words meant, go and study, research for yourself. Stop depending on everybody else. Go do it for you.
And this is such thing called Google. Google something. If you don't know what it is, Google it. And then if you don't trust Google, go get a book. It's 50 million libraries around here.
And if you don't understand what translation means, go study what that means.
I don't think they hear us, fam. But look, on that note,
educate yourself before we go. Educate yourself. And what I mean by educate yourself, stop listening to people that is trying to keep you in a downfall situation.
That's right.
Don't even jump over the cliff. Educate yourself. Don't do the downfall.
That's right.
Stay above water.
Stay above water. On that note, we'll be right back. Yes, sir. Nubian Public Podcast in the year 2023, April. And if I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it now. Happy Easter, everybody. And to all my loyal followers, happy Easter. Wherever you are in the world, I'm always going to be around. So back to what we were talking about. It's, wow. I wanted to touch on this too, fam.
Yes, sir.
Me and Bo, our last show that we did, we touched on it. And I'm looking at my notes. And yeah, me and Bro. So what we did was, me and Bro, with the relationship thing that we were saying, that we were talking about, the relationship aspect of it.
Yes, sir.
In relationships, yeah, you're good. You're good to go. The disrespect and the respect. Here's a poll, and I wanted to put this poll out to all of you too, all of my listeners. In a relationship, what hurts worse? Cheating, non-trust, or disrespect?
What hurts the most is not communicating.
Communication.
Because what people do is they'll go to the next person that don't understand the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give their opinion. And now you fall back on that opinion. That ain't got nothing to do with them. If you tell a person that I love you, you my bro, you my sis, whatever else, even if we're not biological brothers and sisters, and fam, no, I'm not finna say the word that I want to say.
Yeah. Say what you want to say.
The F-U-K-K word.
Fuck them. Because this is not regulated.
Fuck them, flee them, and forget them.
There you go.
I don't like talking like that. But I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. If somebody and you feel disrespected because you called them or they called you, it is what it is. Stop tripping on bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And fam, know how I am. Stop tripping on bullshit. It's times that I've done shit. And fam, like, I'm finna make sure you get home. Mm-hmm. Go lay your ass down. You good.
Yeah.
That's how we do. If I can't be here for you, then that means that I'm against you.
Right. Then
don't be my enemy when I'm here for you. You call me for anything, and I'm right there. Mm-hmm. But then when I call you, it's always excuses. Stop making excuses. Because what you're doing, you're not making excuses to me. But that's where the person that you are telling that, they have to wake up and recognize, like, why every time I call you, you keep saying this, that, or the other. No. That person has to wake up. If that makes sense to y'all, wake up if y'all are dealing with anybody that constantly make excuses towards you, I'm not saying leave them alone. I'm not saying leave
You've
them.
got mail.
Feed them with a long handle spoon.
Right.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Right.
We mess up so much, but what did God say? For God so loved the world. He's not talking about what we are living in. He's talking about us as a temple of Him, because we are created in His image. And then, family, let y'all know that anything when I get on a podcast, I make sure that I put God
You've got
first
mail.
in what we talk about.
Excuse the phone, y'all. But yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. And coming up in the next, in our third segment, I've got my boy Lee from Michigan, Mr. Lee
Good man.
K. Very intelligent brother, man. Very good man. And he is my little brother from another mother. Skin color does not matter to me. It does not matter to me. This country pisses me off when it equates our everyday life with what our skin complexion is. And I'm going to tell you like this.
What if there was no rainbow?
If there was no rain, nice question. Delineate on that.
Where does the rainbow come in? If there was no color in the rainbow, if the rainbow was just like just one color, but why do we look different?
Okay, the rainbow is an example that was adopted, and I understand why it was adopted. Why do we look? Well, you know what? That's a hard question.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It
No,
is.
no. Hold up.
Well, delineate on that.
I'm going to tell you why it's not.
Mm-hmm.
The rainbow represents your movement, where you have been. Think about it. Like, really think about this. We've been in Milwaukee. You've been in Georgia. You've been in France. People that come from France to the United States, they learn our language. Let me go to France.
I speak French.
Can I learn your language?
They'll
And not
teach you.
only that being said, it still comes down to where you have to pay attention to your surroundings. I get that.
Yeah.
But yet and still, what do you learn from it? Learning is not something that you just pick up. Learning takes process. Learning takes process. And process means that if you are willing to be patient and have understanding, you have wisdom, you have knowledge, that
Right.
goes back to God's word. Y'all don't want me to talk to y'all about this.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Wake them up. Stand up. Wake them up. Yeah, I want you to. We
And
do this on a daily, though.
And I'm going to let y'all know, every day that you wake up, I don't care if we wake up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
brush your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Brush your tongue. You cannot speak to God with a dirty mouth. Brush your mouth.
You cannot be in the presence of God with a dirty body. Touching on
with an unclean spirit.
There you go. And touching on this again from my last show. We are God's. And
He created us in His image.
in His image. So be it man or woman, black or white, your God is your God. Your Savior is your reflection in the mirror. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, God is a man only.
And this is also
No,
this
he's
is
not.
this is also one thing that I like look at. Oh Lord, thank you. Oh Lord, thank you that I got this little money. But when you don't get it, I wish God give me some money. I wish that. Stop wishing. Stop wishing. Start believing. Start believing. Start trusting in who He is.
It was yours before you asked for it.
He said, anything that you ask of in my Son's name, it will be added and multiplied. You have to understand, when you add something and multiply it, if you look at watch this. Watch this. What is the cross? What is the cross? Think about when Jesus was on the cross. It's like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turn it in like a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
That's multiplying.
Yeah.
That's multiplying. Y'all need to get this revelation of what I'm talking about.
I see where you're going with that, and I see where you're going with the cross. I personally won't use the cross. I personally will say this. Okay.
Use your temple for one.
I say this. We were not put here to just break even, right? We weren't. 2 plus 2 is what? 4. 2 times 2 is what? 4, right? We weren't put here to break even. 2 times 3 is what? 6. We were put here to multiply. And as long as we sow our seed and multiply, which is what our sole purpose is to be here.
And this is one thing that a lot of people don't catch.
Mm-hmm.
Even said in his word, or we have heard it. I don't want to misconstrue y'all. Where 2 or more are gathered, y'all have to understand. And now we talked about this on one of the podcasts that we did before, even not the podcast.
Yeah.
Where 2 or more are gathered, God came down from his own throne. Then he said, I sent my only begotten son. Mm-hmm. So we are both here.
That's right. That's right. God is here with his son.
He represents me.
That's right.
Y'all have to understand that.
Wait, he represents us, but we represent the Father.
But yet, watch this. Watch this. And that's very touchable what you just said. Because of who God is, and then he sent his only begotten son, but he came down from his only throne. From his throne. Now, once God comes to this earth, it does say where 2 or 3. Notice it says where 2 or 3. So you are that third addition to where God is saying, if you respect my word, if you understand my word, if you live by my word accordingly, I will be in the midst of every storm that you go through or whatever else. I got you.
There's also this, and we're going to have to take a break, but there's also this. If you believe in the Holy Trinity, some do, some don't. Me, I'm on the fence. However, I do know that my original creator, my God, my best friend, came to earth and died for me. And when he said that he made us in his image, that means that we die spiritually every day to be what God wants us to be. With that being said, everybody, we're going to take a break, and I appreciate
y'all. Stay tuned.
The loyalty and the listening. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We weren't even supposed to touch it.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Mr. Lee, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I am here.
How are you? What is good? How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. How are you guys on this beautiful morning or beautiful afternoon?
This is Classic. We are doing wonderful. This is his cousin Classic. We are doing wonderful, and I heard y'all last podcast. Y'all did so amazing. Y'all did wonderful.
Yeah. So, Lee, tell me what's going on, man. You had some things in mind.
Not much, other than to kind of touch on the last segment a little bit, and then go from there and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, let's conversate.
Yeah, let's communicate. So when I spoke to you, you were telling me something about you had something to add about the relationship factor. We're going to put that on hold. We are going to actually finish what you wanted to say about the school. the schools and mass shootings and how they need to be protected. Because when we closed off our last segment, I didn't get to close that out with you. So, um, and you know, any other pertinent information that you please feel free to add.
Okay. To basically touch back onto the whole mass shooting aspect, a lot of this stems down to being a negative psychological aspect. Basically, what it stems down to is these shooters want instant claim to fame. Okay. And they look at easy targets like your schools, office buildings, anywhere that's posted with no firearms allowed on the premises, no concealed carry. They view that as an easy target to commit their crime to get their 15 minutes of fame, even though they're still not going to be here because they will take the coward's way out 90% of the time.
Right.
Now, if Congress really wants this to stop, which I feel they do, because I know I do, because I'm tired of it just as much as the rest of the public.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Invest in the students. Invest in security of schools and soft targets. Quit passing laws and provide a millage for these schools, for these kids, for these businesses, so they can get.
Here we go again, Lee. You cut out. Let's see what's going on. You still with us?
All right, I'm back. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Provide a millage so that these businesses, these schools can counteract these threats so they can harden their infrastructure and don't have to worry about stuff like this.
Right.
Because guess what? If they know that they're going to be met with resistance, brother, they ain't going to commit their crime. Because why do you think as soon as they hear sirens, they stop? Because they take their own way out.
But yeah, I hear you.
So quit making it harder for law-abiding citizens and pass a millage for these schools, these businesses. Help them afford the security system that basically on average starts at $400,000. That is not too much to ask for our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers. Like, come on.
Well, especially when they're spending $50,000 on a new playground or $70,000 on a new track field, or doing upgrades to a football field where they can go visit someone else.
If you guys don't mind, let me throw this in. You invest in, like you said, playgrounds or anything else. Why are you investing in that when our kids need education? The books and everything that y'all try and get them to study or whatever. No, kids don't want to read books. Kids look at social media for one.
Mm-hmm.
But what is social media teaching them? They're teaching them how to be violent. They're teaching them that if you do this way, then it's right. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It don't only fall on the parents, it falls on the children as well. Where is the communication level? And I talk about that all the time. Where is the communication level?
Right.
If we don't have communication, then there's no relationship. There's no friendship or anything.
There's nothing. Because
I'm always feel that you against me or you always trying to down me. No, it's not. It's not that. It's right. Not that.
Let me ask you a quick question. How good are you hearing us right now?
Pretty good.
Okay. So are we. You're just not coming through the rest of the system. So we'll see how this goes after the recording. But once we're done with this segment, Lee, I think the call is going to disconnect, and then I'm going to ask you to call right back so we can finish out our next segment. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. So, but before we go there, man, look, I've always been impressed with you, little bro, ever since I adopted you as my younger brother because the level of knowledge that you have is superb. You know, it's impeccable in regards to the people that you and I know personally throughout that app of Zello and Facebook. Your intelligence is superior, and I love how you want to try to get your voice heard and the level of responsiveness that you get on a solo level.
Let me
Why don't
say
you
this.
delineate on
Let
that?
me say, hold up. Before you respond, Lee, to what Fam just said, it's not about trying. It's about doing. Do what you have to do. When you know you're right, because you're always gonna have some what is it? Some people that always make it seem like we ain't trying to hear that.
Some haters. Who's gonna have haters?
You're gonna have haters, but keep doing what you do.
Right.
Because eventually, even your haters are gonna be your footstools.
That's right.
Go from there.
That's right. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead and delineate on it.
See, I'm doing what I can do to get my voice out there and try to make a change better for these students. Because what Congress is trying to do by banning assault weapons, what they consider assault weapons, which is anything greater than a 10-round magazine at this point, or the AR's rifles, which are not assault rifles. Let me correct Congress here. They're armor light weapons, not assault weapons. They say that ARs are the most commonly used weapons to commit mass shootings. No,
They are.
not according to the USCCA.
Well, they're the easiest to buy.
Yes, they are the easiest to buy along with the shotgun because they require less verification and background digging. But here's the thing. A lot of these perpetrators carry out their crime more so with pistols than they do with assault rifles.
Well, you know those pistols weren't obtained the majority of the time legally. Those
I know.
Were bought
Majority of the time, they're either obtained on the street or through straw purchases, through a family member or a friend.
Right.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, this is my whole thing. If somebody shot somebody with a weapon, why do y'all keep putting these guns or whatever it is back on the streets? Why? Why are y'all keep putting these guns back on the streets? And I get what you're saying, Lee, that with Congress or whatever else, if y'all really want to shut down stuff, y'all will.
Yeah, no doubt.
Y'all will.
I mean, there's no excuse. Congress can do whatever. You know, they choose not to because look, it's keeping them. It's keeping them in business.
Exactly, and that's what it stems down to.
Yes.
No, you said the word business, but I'm gonna use this word. It's called authority.
Well, regardless if there's an authority, if they keep this mass destructive weapons and things like that, or making it simply easier for people to obtain these weapons, even though it does violate our Second Amendment right to bear arms.
Y'all are the biggest mass destruction weapon.
Exactly. It violates. We should, you know what, Lee? This is what I want to talk to you about too. How do you feel about the CCW license? Because if you think about it, that CCW license, that little permit, that little plastic piece of paper, it just goes beyond everything that our Second Amendment right stands for. We don't need a piece of plastic to carry a firearm when it is in the Constitution. And this is what people don't look at.
See, that's all another topic in itself between constitutional carry and what the states considered concealed weapon carry. Now, that is a whole different subject in itself. Now,
it is. It is.
So that's in a league of its own.
Basically, when it stems down to that, I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel that if you're a law-abiding citizen and you're a citizen of this United States, in the Constitution it says everybody has the right to bear arms.
Everyone.
Yes. Now, I feel that those that are law-abiding citizens and not convicted of a heinous crime such as like murder, rape, or anything like that should be able to, within the Constitution, carry firearms.
So, and I agree. But do you include the word felony or do you exclude the word felony? Because you have these bureaucrats and this so-called justice system that we have just handing out felonies like it's band-aids, you know.
And yeah, because they want to keep the good people down, and if they slip up even for 1 minute and step out of line, bam, you're facing a felony.
Yeah, for what though?
Even if it's a minor infraction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A minor infraction. You're handing out felonies.
Lee, let me say this to you. Okay, say you have a child by somebody, and you are no longer with that person.
Okay.
But she wants you to do child support.
Okay.
Now she's living with another man. She has her other kids in the house.
Okay.
And you say that, well, I need more money from this man. Who am I taking care of? Am I taking care of my child? Or am I taking care of your household?
Well, let me put it like this. If you have a child with a woman that you're no longer with, and she comes to you and says, hey, she needs money for your child, for their needs, and she can prove that she is struggling and that the man she's with isn't help providing for your kid, then yeah, step up to the plate. Take care of your child.
You're struggling because you want me to go do all the work, but you won't do all the work and you want me to take care of everything else. No, that's not.
No, and here's the thing with what you just said to me. That's understandable, okay? If you got a deadbeat, ignorant motherfucker that wants to go out here spread his seeds.
I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking. I don't know.
I'm not. If you got this type of person that want to go out here, and spread his seed, and then just bounce and ghost the chick, yeah, you need consequences. But on the same token, if you're this guy that ran into this female, and this is the conversation that I wanted to have with you, that you and I had in the past about certain females that you meet and that ain't good for shit. And I've been through this, because if you've got this young lady that you slept with, you've got a kid with, you try your best to be a dad. You do everything you can, but they still run downtown and put Uncle Sam in your business. Oh, I need child support. You know what? Uncle Sam is doing more harm than good in that situation.
Look at the mathematics. Look at the mathematics of it, because Uncle Sam, whoever Uncle Sam supposedly is supposed to be, have you ever met him? No. But he's getting more money. But then, too, what else I wanted to add to that is that if you have a father or a parent, whether you're separated or together, but I need more money. What you need more money for?
Right.
You good. You good. But this is what me and you talked about as well. If I went out here and I made millions of dollars before I even met you,
right?
Y'all use the word alimony. Y'all use all this other terms or whatever else. No.
Yeah.
Why isn't that she can't go to work or he can't go to work the same way that I did? If I have to sacrifice, you have to sacrifice. The biggest sacrifice is that we laid together. Mm-hmm. Now we brought another life into this world. If I'm only able to give $200-$300 this month, guess what? Make sure that you go out and make sure they good. Don't sit there and say that, oh, they didn't do nothing. What you mean they ain't do nothing? No, don't do that. I probably spend more than anything. But then too, you got another person laying up next to you or whatever else. But guess who you feed? You're not feeding our child or our
You feed
children.
that big grown motherfucker that don't need to be there.
And
Anyway, Lee, I'm sorry to cut you off. I have to take this break. Lee,
sorry about that, Lee.
Yeah.
what we're going to do, sir, is we're going to bring you back on the next segment.
Okay.
When we close this out, it is going to disconnect you, and I will just resend you the jump back in. All right,
All right. I'll be here.
ladies and gentlemen, Lee Karatny, one of my favorite younger brothers from another mother. We'll talk to you soon. We'll call you right back.
All right.
Love you, brother.
Love you guys too. See you soon.
All right.
Sir.
And
All right.
welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Had a previous guest, Mr. Lee K, on the line here, and again, my name is Twan the Don Man Tree, with again my host, Mr. Classic, the Big Milwaukee Classic. Y'all know who he is. So, Lee, it's gonna be me and you for a little bit here, picking each other's brains. All right.
All
So,
right.
what I want to know is, where do you get all your knowledge from, bro?
Honestly, all my knowledge comes from personal experience.
Okay.
I may be only 32 years old, but I've been around the block or time or two with relationships and personal experiences that happened to me with negative outcomes and positive outcomes. So all my knowledge comes from everything that I've been through.
Okay. All right. And why do you feel so strongly about gun rights and being an advocate for Second Amendment?
Because I feel strongly about being an advocate for the Second Amendment for the reason that if we don't start standing up for our rights, whether it be gun rights or any right in general, I feel that eventually, somehow, some way, Congress is going to strip us of our rights, one way or another.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you consider it a Democratic, Republican, bureaucratic? How do you see the future of us getting stripped? Who's going to do it?
Honestly, it's going to come down to a bureaucratic decision, I feel, because if we don't start standing up for our rights and what we believe in, because look at it this way, we, the people, elected these people into office.
Yeah.
We, the people, are supposed to be controlling what they do through democracy and voting and everything else, but we got these sneaky politicians backdooring votes and getting them through Congress up to the president to get their way, or they hide stipulations within the bills. Ordinary to get certain items that we want on the ballot, there's usually a stipulation that goes along with it.
Okay.
And they use those speculations and manipulations to get what they want done, but yet hiding it behind, let's say, stuff that we want.
Right. Right.
So
let's touch on this subject about your grandfather, Mr. Trump.
Funny.
You mean the biggest sugar daddy in the United States right now?
Yeah, Mr. Fuck him in the pussy. Yeah, him. How do you feel about his indictment and incarceration, as brief as it was?
Honestly, I'm gonna say it like this. I feel it was a bunch of bullshit. Straight up.
It is.
The whole agenda or
How you
what he
gonna
did?
blame one person for
The whole indictment, the
Yeah.
whole charges,
Yeah.
all of it against him, I feel it's like a bunch of bullshit.
Okay.
Due to the fact that they're
Oh, they
hold
crazy
on.
somebody.
Hey,
This is what happened when you do a live recording, people. Dogs start attacking demons. As soon as I mentioned Donald Trump, them dogs went crazy.
I'm gonna add this in for y'all.
boy,
It's always where it's interference.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, my dogs are barking and something.
Fight
You're
is
good.
always interference.
Layla.
You're sure right. It's always a.
All right,
But,
I'm back.
okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. As soon as I mentioned Donald Trump, they went crazy.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Ring your doorbell.
I'm gonna say this. The whole Trump charges is bullshit. It's just stemming back to trying to keep him from running in 2024.
Would you prefer him to run, or because he's not a politician to me? He's a businessman.
Honestly, I prefer him to run.
Then
Hold on.
Because he said the same thing. He preferred him to run. What reasonable opponent does he have? Oh, Sleepy Joe ain't running again. He bet not.
All right.
And welcome back, Lee. We had some type of technical difficulties there. So, do you see how quick they blocked us?
I think they blocked us.
Yeah, they did. This is not my first rodeo. This has happened to me 4 or 5 times before.
Like I said, the way the country is being ran right now is not right. Trump needs to be back in office.
Right.
And how do you
I know
to wear? How do you have to wear? Have my image to say what I want to say, but then too you cut me off.
I know Trump's had his issues. I know there's been accusations with him being racist and whatnot.
Yeah.
Look at the way he was running the country. He wasn't running it as a bureaucrat. He was running it as a businessman. Okay?
Right.
And when he was in office, unemployment was at an all-time low.
That's true.
Gas was right around $1.59 to $2 a gallon versus a gallon for your premium, which unfortunately I have to pay for because my car only takes premium.
So does mine. I drive a big Cadillac.
Unemployment was at its all-time low versus what it is right now. You got people out of work that's still out of work since the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And with him, we weren't on the edge of conflict like we are now with China, Russia, and a few other countries, just to name a few.
Yeah, China, Russia, Ukraine, China. I mean, come on, we can keep going. There's others in the mix. That Ukraine-Russia war had no business happening. That had absolutely no business happening.
No, and anyone that backs Ukraine is under threat from Russia. And that includes us.
That includes us. We're there. Here, and I'm glad you touched on that. We are their main backers. Canada has been a neutral party for every war that this country has had from one to now. And even they stepped out of it again when Russia sent that blatant threat. Like, if you dare support Ukraine, we are coming to see you. They backed out real quick. The United States problem is they can't mind their own business because they're still trying to be the world power. Well, let me tell you, you lost that title when your president start going to jail and gets indicted. You slip on your economy and want to go ahead and put your country into inflation back to back.
Exactly. And
You know,
you know what? You know what, brother? I'm glad you touched on that because get this. Inflation with Biden in the office is at its all-time highest. We owe trillions of billions of dollars to other countries that we didn't owe as much before when Trump was in office. Actually, our national debt deficit was actually shrinking when he was in office. And now that Biden's gotten in, it's just exploding and it's still rising each and every day.
Each and every day. Yeah, yeah. And he's trying to, cover that up by, I guess, what he's doing is he's pushing this conflict with Ukraine and Russia. And by him sending over just little bits of aid at a time, know that it's going to stay in the media and we're going to keep talking about it.
Not only that,
so he's going to do a little bit at a time.
Not only that. People need to recognize whether you have a president in the United States or not. Just like Trump was in office, whether Trump was trying to push or he was doing what he's doing, it does not fall on him. It falls on Congress, legislators.
Yeah.
It falls on our judicial systems and everything else.
And you know what? Not only does it.
The only thing that the president can do
is run the military.
Is push a button when they call and say, "Well, I need this war to happen." I don't want no war. I'm good.
Right.
What is y'all warning for?
And
well, I need power. I need power.
Right.
Power of what? What do you need power for?
Right. What were you saying, Lee?
And I'm going to touch on this. Like he's saying that it falls down to Congress, the legislative, and then trickles down to we the people, because ultimately we're the ones that elect them into power. We're the ones that have the final say on what happens.
That's right. That's right.
So ultimately, the decisions that are made for this country fall down to us.
Yeah.
And that's in the Constitution to where it says we the people. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about
we the people?
Created that act form. Well, people don't even know what act forms are.
You know what really it really comes down to is that, to sum it up, the president runs not the country. On the side of him or her, whoever the president may be at that time, running their mouth, the only thing they control is the military. And let me touch on this. Why would you create a space force? That means that you knew all the time that there were ETs, extraterrestrials, whatever. You knew that they were here. You knew this.
Watch this too, cuz. Watch this too, fam. This I always try and touch on. How is it that the president, if you are the president of a country or state or anything else, how is it that you have somebody write what you're going to get ready to say? You're not going to tell me the first this come out of my mouth. If I say I don't give a damn, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, I have that right to tell you, no, I'm not with that. But no, you have to say it like this. It is not.
Yeah, look, what have you and I talked about the president being puppets?
Oh yeah, they're definitely puppets.
They're puppets. Hands down.
Except for I don't feel that Trump was a puppet, because the man even denied the freaking pay that he got for being president.
You know, there's a whole different aspect that I will not get into on this podcast. I'll wait till I come back.
Let's do it.
I'm going to touch on some of it, but not all of it. I'm going to wait until I come back from Easter break next week to touch on Trump. But I will touch on this. Again, if you don't wake up and see not only Trump, I'm not a Republican basher, I'm not a Democrat basher, I'm an independent. I can give a damn about those two major parties.
Thank you. I'm right there.
Thank you. You hear me? So my thing is that if people can't wake up and see that racism is an interwoven concept throughout politics in this country, which is soon to turn communist, then
Without a doubt.
dead fucking nation. We're dead. We're dead, dude. Like, look, Trump, he's a bona fide racist. He let you know. Look at every speech that he gives. All those hand signals and all of that, those all mean something to the person who does not have the trained eye to see that he is throwing up gang signs. And I'm saying that to be a little bit funny, but laughing and very serious. For people who don't see that, this country is doomed. We will
need y'all to understand and recognize if it wasn't for us, shit wouldn't be built.
And no, they don't get that either. They don't get that. You were brought from Africa. No. In the 1400s, which was the 13th and 14th century, maybe even the 12th, but on this plateau of land that we have here, Africans been here. You cannot tell me that this some bitch named Columbus came here and ran into some Indians. Because why do you think that most black folks are Indians? Black people came from Africa on a voyage before Columbus. And they met up with the
And then let me tell y'all this.
people that were here.
Let me tell y'all this. The guy that played the series or whatever else.
We lost Lee. We'll get him back.
It was the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger was someone people don't even know about.
Lone Ranger was black.
People don't even know about who the true Lone Rangers was.
Okay? Most of the cowboys were black.
And listen,
stop playing.
Everybody talk about Harriet Tubman. No, before Harriet Tubman, you had black gangsters.
Yes.
Black gangsters.
Yes.
That was like, no, we ain't going.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I'm not no house nigga. I'm not no field nigga. Mm-hmm. And you have to look at it like real talk. You gotta go to sleep at some time.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you with your own shotgun.
Hello.
You cannot be that scared.
You cannot be that
ignorant. I give you dominion. He said, I give you dominion. What is you scared of?
You cannot be that ignorant.
If you gotta set it off, set it off.
Right. And I don't give 13. That should tell you right there. Fuck them. I don't care. But the thing is, I promised you guys a meaningful podcast before we went off the air. And I really appreciate my loyal listeners here. So this is to you. This podcast is to you. Thank everybody again.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate it. Lee appreciates it, even though his segment was kind of cut short due to technical difficulties. It's still me and Mr. Classic here, and we still really thank you all. So, wrapping this up, I really hope everyone has a glorious Easter, a fun Easter. Spend it with family because you only get one.
And don't look at it as Easter. Look at it as another day that God has blessed you
To come
created you
together.
to be who you are.
That's right. That's right. I really appreciate you guys. So,
Love y'all.
love you guys from
Y'all
Milwaukee.
have a blessed day. Like, real talk. Y'all have a blessed day.
Exactly. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, throughout the United States and beyond, even to the UK. I appreciate my listeners. I love you all. Thanks for being loyal. This is your boy, Tawan the Don Man Tree on Nubian Public Podcast. You guys,
1,000.
thank you so much. Love you all.